Hello, it's the Football Humans, and we are at a live game this week. It is QPR against West Brom. I nearly said West Brom against QPR just to wind up the person to my left, Mr. John Berry.
Hello, hot middle of the NPLC.
And saying that very loud and proud amongst all the QPR fans. We'll keep our voice down because next to John is Mr. Michael Felton.
I won't be saying mine loud.
And friend of the show is Steve Charrett.
Hello.
And we are here. Let's get a few predictions. My name is Andrew Ragg. I won't be saying who I support.
Is that your prediction? Your name's Andrew.
I predict.
Mystic Meg.
I'm gonna kick it off. I'm gonna say that I think it's gonna be 2-1.
2.
No waiting.
West Brom. I'm gonna say 2-1 West. I'm keeping it down. Keeping it down.
I'm
So,
going 2-2.
I'm in agreement with Rag.
there we go.
I'm
So
for a good game though.
we want goals.
They're both doing well. Both near the top of the championship. So fingers crossed. Let's have a good one.
West Brom haven't lost a game all
Let's
year.
hope it doesn't fuck it down because it looks like it's going to rain any minute.
It could rain. We're in West London, obviously. Having a few drinks before we take to our seats.
Ellerslie Road stand.
Ellerslie Road stand near the away support, and let's hope for a good game. And it sounds deathly silent.
There's literally nothing happening.
30 minutes in, Michael, what do you think? 30 minutes in, what do you think?
I don't know why I'm trying to take the phone off you. I mean, hardly anything's happened, is it? And anything besides something has happened, that pillar's been in the way.
Yeah, it needs a goal. Game needs a goal.
Half time, QPR 0, West Brom 0. Could do with a goal, couldn't we?
Yes, mate. Definitely do a goal.
Who is that though? It's QPR players, isn't it? No, but I reckon it's one of the backs.
I don't know.
I thought it was one of the
It's
first
asking your
team.
opinion here, Ras.
What are you saying?
It's 0-0, it's half time.
Shite, terrible.
He's more interested in the people walking past us at the minute. It's like, oh, that might look like someone. Oh, it's Claudia Schiffer. Actually, no, it's not. It's not.
Definitely not Claudia Schiffer.
It was Polish.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's garbage. What do you think, Rag? Enjoying it?
I think it's absolute dire.
Yeah.
Like, there's no urgency. It's like they're half asleep. They need to wake up. People need to wake up. They need to.
So Charlie Austin's not a kick of the ball either for West Brom. He's not touched the ball, is he?
I think he had trying to do a shot cross, and I think he got saved.
I don't remember any. There's no clear-cut chance, is there?
To say that these two are like, you know, getting toward the top of the championship, you're expecting like quality on the ball. You're expecting
I think
goals. You're expecting shots on target.
If you get games like this, they should start. You should have to start pulling players off. So instead of 11,
Excuse me?
So instead of no, come on, hear me out. Instead of 11 aside, then it goes 10, and then it goes 9 until there's fucking so much space on the pitch they can actually get around. Because right now they don't seem to be wanting to use any of that space.
I mean, I would take that now, to be honest.
Just mix it up. Yeah, just right.
So we've wasted our money in the bookies as well.
Yeah, so I don't think we're getting a 2-2 or a 2-1. But
2-1's closer.
2-1.
But we've had a little goal scorer bet, so.
And that's not coming either.
Well, I know nowhere near, but I mean, one of them could still pip a goal.
Could.
So who did you go for? Rams?
Jordan Hugo.
Steve?
Matty Phillips.
I went for Aki Wells.
I went
Rag.
for Charlie Austin.
Well, let's see.
Boring out. Obvious one, Charlie Austin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jordan Hugo looked absolutely fucked about half an hour into that game.
Oh yeah, he hands on his hips. Me and him were talking about that.
He was proper blowing.
Because at one point he should have gone, he just started blowing out of his ass. It's like, mate, you've not even started yet.
He's still got another half to go.
I know.
Big lad, isn't he?
Was he a fiddler on the roof last night as well, was he?
Sorry, I just spat all over you there, Steve.
Fine.
I'm hungover.
That was the most entertaining thing of the day so far.
Yeah, I haven't been entertained since my breakfast.
Yeah, no, yeah.
2-0 to West Brom, and
what a dire game. We're going to catch up with some of Michael's relatives and one of Steve's mates. Join us later.
Is it all the people around you? Have you sat with them for ages?
Yeah, she knows. Well, she knows.
How long were you sitting there? About 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years.
Blimey.
Oh, we sat in the editor, we sat in the middle.
When they had
Been going since I was 11, so we've known for like 16 years. But yeah,
Here,
10
in
years,
winter, here you're inside. It's warm. You've got the heat from the kitchen. You've got TVs with the other stands like a fridge. In winter, it's like a fridge other stand, isn't it? It's like a fridge, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got the icebox sitting in winter.
Yeah,
Freezing now.
Yeah, it's good though. It was good to go down and see a game, but I mean, it could have been better.
I came and saw you guys about 3 years ago, and you beat Rotherham 4-2. So I was expecting something.
We weren't that bad 2 weeks ago. It's just
I've been here quite often
so
now.
unpredictable.
Is this your first game this year?
Yeah. Just thought we'd just start.
First couple of games.
We all had a Saturday off, so I thought we'd come down,
Such
check
a
it out.
traitor. Should be going to Chelsea. Such a traitor.
I'm not saying that around here. Took my phone case off and everything.
Good idea.
Yeah, you know, got to be careful.
He's got a tough job, though, only Frank, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he's got a tough job.
Yeah, but
They give him a lot of time, though, I reckon.
Do you reckon?
I reckon they give him a fair bit of time. At least the fans will. I don't know if Abramovich will, but the fans give him a fair bit of time.
What do you think of Warburton?
So the football's better. Not today.
Yeah.
The football's been better.
Football has
And
been
we
better,
played with a punch, but today it was just nothing.
God, the ex-Chelsea
Normally we do all the passing, actually with a motive. Today was just...
Todd Kane, the ex-Chelsea, he was murder today.
Who was
he
Todd
kept giving
Kane?
the ball away all the time.
The first goal, the goalie should stop actually. First goal.
Yeah, from what we can see, because we were at that end,
The goalie should stop that.
No, the defence should have stopped.
Yeah,
But when he got
straight
through,
through.
when he got through,
It was a tame shot.
To me, that's regulation. So
Just
Yeah,
stood
he should have had
there.
it.
I missed it.
Yeah.
But he did a couple of saves at the end.
Don't matter, it was game's over, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Exactly, yeah.
You've got to make
Too bloody late, mate. Too late.
It's 0-0, that's right.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Where do you think you're going to come in the season? What's
About 10th.
What's your hope?
8th or 10th. You
think?
The way we're like, we'll probably just be mid-table again.
Yeah.
It's always the way it
You
goes.
kind of go like,
Yeah.
like up and down. Like,
Last couple of years, we've had a bit of a
struggle at the bottom normally. So we're not,
Last year we were 7th for Christmas, because we went to Villa. 7th for Christmas, and we're fighting to have relegation in, didn't we?
Yeah.
The battle of relegation.
We didn't realise till it was right at the end how close we actually were
Yeah,
to
we're getting
Crept up in
being,
it.
being
It's
relegated.
just, it's so tight in that league, don't it? It's
who's going to get your goals in your team? Who's
You won't believe this. You and Naki Wills are the 2 top scorers in the league.
I was saying Naki
Well, those
Wells,
two
yeah.
Really, yeah?
He didn't. He was quiet, wasn't he?
Six.
I personally think
Okay.
he's
Look at the table.
He needs
They're
to.
equal with another
He
guy
scored
from
goals. So he
Preston,
scored
I think.
2 last
Six.
game. But from
So
what I
they're
saw
the leading
last
goal
season-
scorers in this league
Yeah.
so
Not
far.
fair.
Didn't like it today.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. But they are.
Yeah.
I'm saying today.
It's
Today was a totally different game. Today was just rubbish.
Especially, like first
But you
half
got
they didn't
Memo.
wake up. Like they were
Well,
just
no, but we
asleep.
played probably the best team we played though, so you've got to be careful.
Yeah, they're good side,
that
West
might have been a bit of a start.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got to lower our standards maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Less.
Hi, Clive. Nice to meet you, mate.
And that's Andrew. Mate, how's it going? How are we? Clive, have a seat. They've got some questions for you, mate.
That was a while ago. When were you fan of the year? The year we stayed up when Mark Hughes sort of took over from Warnock and fucked it all up.
Oh, yeah.
The Aguero year.
Well, yeah. Okay.
So how did you get fan of the year? How does that even work?
You get nominated at Q. It's all very sort of secretive and a committee decides.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So have you been like season ticket holder for how long?
Since 1992.
Season ticket since '92.
Yeah.
Who's your favourite player of all time?
That I've seen
Yeah.
of Les Ferdinand.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, he was class. wasn't
Watching QPR play with just the best striker in the
he?
league.
He was brilliant. Mid '90s, he was class.
Go tight to him, he'll turn you for pace.
he's
Try and
cool.
beat him in the air, he'll beat you in the air.
Yeah.
Like top Premier League goal scorer every year
yeah.
without taking penalties.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Shearer took penalties.
That's right, yeah.
that's what everyone will tell you around here. Shearer took penalties. Ferdinand never took penalties.
Was that your favourite time of watching QPR then, right? In the 90s?
Yeah, but
Trevor Sinclair.
The bicycle kick.
The Trevor Sinclair bicycle kick.
That was some goal.
All the way
It's one of
home.
the best I've ever seen.
I was going to say, is that the best goal you've ever seen? Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So when we lived up north at that time, and all the way home, basically my dad used to bring me down as a little kid. He'd get pissed in the pub, and I'd just knock around playing on the pool table, whatever. We scored that goal, and all the way home on the train, I was saying, "No, Dad, that was serious goal." And him and his mates were all getting drunk on the train. And whatever. He was like, "Yeah." They all thought where we stood in the ground, in the angle and whatever. He was like, "Yeah." Clive keeps talking about this goal. And I was like, "Dad, it's one of the greatest, it's one of the best goals I've ever played." He's like, "Yeah." Clive keeps talking about this goal. And then when he actually saw it on Match Today later, he was like, "No, it was
Yeah, it was
That's verified.
But
It's outside the area,
but
on the run.
From where we used to stand up in the corner, and it was at the far end.
Yeah.
It looked like it was a sort of penalty spot, or it didn't look as good as it was. But I remember the noise in the ground.
That's a good thing, actually. You never realise that, but sometimes, depending on where you are in the ground, a goal looks completely different.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
You say we used to stand,
Yeah, so
as in like back in the day standing.
No, it's
just
still,
stand up
it's
anyway,
still standing now, up in the corner at the loft end, round the PQ and R block in that corner,
noticed
that.
over the corner flag. Everyone stands anyway, so no one's sat down there for as long as I've been going. That's the standing area, even though it's seats.
So you still in the same area now?
Oh no, I've moved away from it.
Have you moved around the ground as you had?
No, I've only ever been. I was there, and then when my dad passed away, we didn't feel able to still be in that bit,
I understand.
and we now sit sort of in the main stand level with the penalty box at the loft.
Right.
What happened today's game?
Got beat by a much better team.
Yeah.
Absolutely no problem. I didn't think we were lacking for effort. I thought in the first half, maybe we could have been a bit more assertive, a bit more aggressive, tried to, just get on them. But I felt we were a little bit wary of them because obviously a good team. And we did that at Millwall last week. Actually, we went to Millwall last week and were
Good result, though.
yeah. But the first half,
So you went down
the first half at Millwall last week, it was like, we're trying to cope. And then after about 40 minutes, we realised there was nothing to cope with.
Yeah.
Bad team, Millwall.
Yeah,
It's like, we go to Millwall, it's going to be scary. They're going to pump it long, and they're going to be aggressive. And then after 40 minutes, it's about 8,000 people here in this lot of shit.
Yeah.
And then we started to play, and we went on and won that game. And then today was a little bit like that, except there was actually something to be scared of because West Brom is a good team.
Yeah, they've got good players, haven't they?
And I thought the thing that summed the whole game up most was Todd Kane, who's been really good for us, piling down that right wing against Nathan Ferguson, who was like 18, 19. So every time Kane went down the right wing to go at him, Ferguson had him, and every time Ferguson came this way, he had him. And that just summed up the whole game. Is that you can't fault our effort, you can't fault how we played, you can't fault anything we did. They're just a much
What's your hope for the season?
better team.
Hope for the season. Where'd you see you finishing this season?
Well, I felt optimistic in the pre-season, saying that we'd finish 16th.
Was that optimistic at that time?
I mean, let's look at. Let's very briefly look at what QPR are over the last 4 years. We are a club that went into the Premier League and behaved abysmally with Mark Hughes and Harry Redknapp and chucked foreign money around on players that didn't want to be here. Invested nothing in infrastructure. We've still got the same shit ground, the same shit training ground. Just and
spent in the wrong places.
Yeah, giving money to Joey Barton, Chris Samba, Jose Basingo. Just, reprehensible football club.
What's that Spanish player you had? Did he come from like Real or someone like that?
Granero
yeah.
from Real Madrid. Actually, I quite liked him, but still a nonsense.
The fact that the Real Madrid player is going from Real Madrid to QPR though is a bit.
Yeah. So you've got a club. You've been at the ground today. You've seen the situation we have. To have a club like that with a wage bill of £100 million a year, with people on £100,000 a week, that is.
Yeah,
I mean,
careless, naive. Yeah.
It's just pathetic. But to bring a wage bill down from 100 million to 80 million to 40 million to 20 million to where it really needs to be is about 13 million, which is where Preston are. To do that over a period of time is very difficult. You can't just sack footballers, and every player that leaves, you can't just get rid of your right back because he's on massissive money, and then
can't just terminate a contract
and then sign another right. Because agents know how much you're paying, so it takes time to cycle that wage bill down and to stay even consistent in a league while halving your wage bill, halving it again and halving it again is so difficult. And I felt like we were getting it 2 years ago under Ian Holloway, and I thought it was wrong to sack Ian
You know
Holloway.
what? I've got a lot of QPR pals, and they all say the same thing. That Holloway was on the right track, and then they got rid of him at the wrong
Holloway
time.
loved being here. He's a
He loves
QPR
QPR,
man,
isn't he? He's
and
through and
he knew the job that needed to be done was to just keep shoveling out high owners and bringing
Then
in
they
low
thought that we'll bring in
One of the
Steve
problems
McLaren
that still exists at this club is that Les Ferdinand and Lee Hughes, the chief executive, run the club day to day very well. And every now and again, Tony Fernandez swoops in a big fest of Twitter and Instagram. He's like a seagull manager. Every now and again, he flies in, flaps around and shits on everything, and then leaves. If you just leave Lee Hughes and Les Ferdinand to it, they didn't want Ian Holloway, and actually Ian Holloway did quite well. They definitely didn't want Steve McLaren. That was a Fernandez choice. They've been allowed to pick a manager this season, and it's going quite well. If you just leave,
are you happy with Warburton?
I think, to come back to what I was saying, they basically at the end of the last season said this team has a losing mentality. I think John Eustace needs a lot of credit. He was assistant to Steve McLaren last year. He was caretaker manager at the end of the season, and when Warburton came in the summer, Warburton came in with the idea that maybe we could do 6 out, 6 in, and Eustace got in his ear straight away and was like, I don't care if you keep me on, if you sack me or whatever, fine, I'll go get another club, but don't base your QPR career on these players. These players aren't good enough. There's a losing mentality in this dressing room. The absolute best thing you could do is just blow this apart and throw all the cards up in the air and see where the cards land. And we did 20 players out over the summer, either released or sold. And some of the players we sold,
Some
you
good
were like,
players as well, though.
I mean, Luke Freeman, it's time. So it's time to go. You brought him in for 300,000. You get a £5 million offer. We need to be doing that. Furlong, bit disappointed, so it's a bit cheap.
He came back today. He got a good reception.
Good little player, but you get 1.5 million for Furlong. You bring Kane in for free. We need to get on that cycle more and more. And Warburton was very brave over the summer. And we were panicking. Everyone here was panicking over the city. Like, you get rid of 20 players. 2 weeks before the start of the season, we didn't have a striker at all. Now we've got the two of the 5 championship top scorers.
They're loanees, aren't they?
Yeah, they're loan. But the way the transfer market is for strikers, we can't afford it. It costs you £8 million to buy a mediocre striker. I think West Brom paid £8 million for the lad from Cardiff. who didn't play today.
Is that Zahor?
Zahor, that's a mediocre championship.
yeah,
It's a very mediocre championship striker costing £8 million.
Yeah.
So we can't afford to buy championship strikers. So you'd have to develop or loan.
You've got Lee Wallace from Rangers. He's a good player once he's fit.
Yeah, so what's weirdly happened, I think Lee Wallace was Warburton's first name on the team sheet when he got here. Wanted him to be the captain, to get rid of that losing mentality, but he hasn't been fit. Ryan Manning, who I've thought is underrated here for a couple of years, has gone into that position and basically been our player of the season.
He was one of the better players for you today, I thought.
Yeah, I thought so as well. And I think it'll be interesting to see, because he obviously wants to get Wallace in there. I'd be tempted to move Manning into the midfield instead of Dominic Ball, who I think is a limited player. Yes. Put Manning in there and put Wallace on that left side. I think that might be a
Wallace
way.
can also play left centre back as well. He's kind of lost a bit of pace over the
Well,
years.
after Barbe got sent off today, we've got Cardiff on Wednesday. Barbe's suspended, Hall's not fit, so maybe Wallace can come in and play that left centre back role on Wednesday. So I think he's desperate to get Wallace in. He hasn't brought Wallace in, and I don't think he's brought Kelly, the goalkeeper, in here not to play. And Lumley's made another bad mistake for a goal today.
You mean the first one?
Yeah.
You've got to save it. You've just got to save it. And Lumley, you know, God love him. He's not a kid anymore. He's played 120-ish senior games. Can't keep
Making the same.
Can't keep making the excuse for a 24, 23, 24-year-old keeper that keeps doing that. He's brought a goalkeeper in. He's brought the goalkeeper in, Kelly, because he can play out from the back, which Lumley can't, which you saw today. I think today's goal might be a little final straw in that. We've got 3 games this week. He can use it as a little excuse for rotation.
Have you got another keeper you feel?
Liam Kelly.
It'd be Kelly. I think
Liam
Kelly.
Kelly from Livingston.
Yeah.
He's got a couple of Scotland caps as well.
Yeah. He's played in both the cup games and one pre-season friendly and not looked very good in any of them.
Oh, really?
And I think if he had impressed in any of those, he'd be in already. But I do quite like the way Warburton, as opposed to what managers usually do, they come in and bring their own person in. I do quite like the way that Warburton's come in and given Lumley all of the rope. You're the custodian. It's your position to lose. But I do think after that today, maybe
He might have lost it.
it might be one too many.
Are you happy with the start of the season then? Is that what you were expecting?
I thought we could get relegated this year.
Because I was speaking to my cousin sees the goal, and we met her, and it was the same thing. Last year, she was saying it was a good start because we were sitting around 7th. And then
she said
it was by the end of the season, it was like she realised how close we were to actually being relegated.
The only reason we
it's the championship.
The only reason we didn't get relegated last year was because obviously Bolton and Ipswich were in a state, and Rotherham weren't good enough. We won 3 of our last 23 games last year. That's a whole second half of the season. He won 3.
That must have been a miserable time, wasn't it?
That's why I'm not actually that disappointed about today. We've been beaten by a better team. We gave it a fair crack. We could have done this and we could have done that. We've won 5 games already this season. We've won 3 away games already this season, which incidentally is as many away games as we won in the whole of the season before last. We're notoriously rubbish away, and we've already won 3 times away.
Do you go to away games?
Yeah, I go to every game.
You go every single game?
Yeah.
When was the last time you missed a game?
I have missed some games. I've missed some games this season
like,
with work and whatever. But if I missed 3 games this season,
games are tough, right? Surely.
Yeah, the Football League need to get their head around the idea that some people do want to go to the game. And QPR Blackburn away on a Tuesday night that's 2 days off work and a train and a hotel.
Get to Reading or Bolton, it's always an 8 o'clock kick-off.
We could go to Charlton on a Tuesday or Fulham on a Tuesday, quite easy, but they keep giving us, we've had Middlesbrough on a Friday, we've had Blackburn on a Tuesday.
Make a weekend of it though, Middlesbrough away.
I'd much rather make a weekend of it on a Saturday and then have Charlton away on the Tuesday. That's much easier.
What's been your favourite kit over the years?
that's easy. It's the Guinness Adidas.
Okay. Do you still have your?
Oh yeah, they still sell it in the club shop. Every time one wears they buy another. Yeah. Sponsored by Guinness, Adidas red stripes on a QPR.
They still have the Guinness logo on it as well.
Yeah, they still sell it. Yeah, 84, I think. We got promoted from this division with a plastic pitch. We got to the cup final and lost to Tottenham, who were top division, on a replay, and that was only because fucking Clive Whittingham was injured. And we got into the Premier League as it was the first division. We got into Europe, and Venables got pinched by Barcelona. Can you imagine like that now?
Yeah.
The QPR manager got poached by Barcelona.
Mark Warburton's apparently worked by Real Madrid.
We replaced him with Alan Mullery. So they go the following season, a European season, which is a big deal down here. We would love a Europa League group stage thing down here now. We would attend that religiously. All these clubs that throw the Europa League, we would love that. Anyway, fucking Partizan Belgrade we got in that Alan Mullery season. Venables had set up. And we beat them 6-2 at home. And it wasn't at home, it was at Highbury because we weren't allowed to play on the plastic pitch at home. So we played them
plastic pitch. Yeah.
So we played them at Highbury. We beat them 6-2. The away leg we lost 4-0.
I could see it was hard to say when you looked away then for a little bit. I don't even want to think about it.
The away leg we lost 4-0. And we went out on away goals.
Oh, yeah, that's horrific.
And Mullery followed the team down the tunnel at full time, shouting at them, "Where are you going? There's extra time," because he didn't know that away goals counted. And that was the last time that QPR were in Europe. And we've never been back. And you're just like,
And he's not managed anyone since.
I didn't want to tear my face off at the horror of it.
You talk about like with the way things have worked out in cup competitions in recent years.
Oh God, yeah.
Would you rather spend 10 solid years in the Premier League or lift the FA Cup just once while playing for the Championship?
Absolutely the FA. Absolutely, completely the FA.
Because people don't.
I'm very jealous of Wigan. To go to Wembley and beat Man City in the last minute with that goal and lift the FA Cup. Fuck everything else. When you're in the Premier League, you're basically there to finish 17th. It costs you 60 quid to get in every week.
I mean, as a QPR fan, you've been in and out of it, so you know it, don't you?
It costs you 60 quid to get in every week. You go into every away game expecting to lose. You're there to win 10 games and get 10 draws and just finish 17th. And QPR's record in the Cups is so reprehensibly awful.
It's bad, isn't it? Wasn't it like beating a third round for so many years?
Yeah, we beat Leeds here last year in the third round outright. And that was the first time since 1997 that we'd won an FA Cup game without the need of a replay.
That is mad.
The last time we did it was the Trevor Sinclair bicycle kick. And in that period of time, we have done, the one that everybody talks about is we to Vauxhall Motors away, which we assume was in Luton because that's where the Vauxhall plant is, but actually it turns out it was in Ellesmere Port. And the ground at the factory was so tiny they played it at Chester's ground. So we all journeyed up to Chester, bravely held them to a 0-0 draw, brought them back here for a replay. The bloody factory team went all the way through the replay, all the way through the extra time at 1-1, and then lost to them on penalties. And all the interviews afterwards with them were like, well, we're very happy, but we're on shift tomorrow, and it's like 20 to 12 now. So we're going to be late back, and we've got, we lost to Grimsby, and latterly in this run we drew the same teams over and over again. So we've lost 3 times early round to Blackburn, not a place you want to go. We've lost 3 times to Milton Keynes, not a place you want to go. 3 times to Luton, And in the League Cup, we're almost as bad, but it's always the same bloody. It's either Leyton Orient, Northampton, or Swindon, over and over again. They get dumped out in the early rounds of the cups by the same teams every year.
What's your favourite away ground to go to? What do you like visiting?
Well, I hate the new identikit, soulless bowl stadium.
Yeah.
So I hate.
Doncaster.
Yeah, stuff like that. I hate the Middlesbrough ground. I hate Southampton. I hate Leicester. I hate Derby because it's just.
Oh, it's him, yeah.
This is somewhere your team is going to play for 100 years. This is somewhere you have to go every week. It should be unique. It should be a weapon to you. And I look at, it's not impossible to do with a new ground. You look at Genoa, where Genoa Sampdoria play. That's a new, but it's hostile. The new Juventus ground is incredible, close to the pitch. I hate these. These one-tier bowls done for sidelines. So I like Hillsborough, I like Bramall Lane, places like that. Close to the pitch, 2 tiers, everyone on top, traditional football ground.
Why did you love QPR? Where did you love of QPR come
It's
from?
a family. It's a family
Down
thing.
through family.
Yeah. So. My mum's one of those people that married a person expecting him to change. Once we're married, he'll change. He won't be obsessed with football. He won't be obsessed with QPR anymore. Once we're married, I'll get him tied down. Absolutely not. So then she's like, well, when we have kids, you're not allowed to indoctrinate these kids into QPR. You're not allowed to be one of those dads that pins a little bib on them or whatever. You're not allowed to mention QPR to these kids unless they mention it to you. In which case, all bets are off, do it like. So for the first 6-7 years of my life, I had absolutely no interest in football, did other things, was quite sort of artistic at primary school and whatever. And all the other kids lived in Grimsby at the time. All the other kids were Man United fans, obviously.
Oh, you lived up there at the time?
Yeah, lived in Grimsby. That's where I'm from, Grimsby. New Year's Day 1992, rare televised football game because it was New Year's Day. At that time, I think ITV had the football rights and they showed about 8 live games a season. They just didn't do anything with it. That's why Sky swooped in. New Year's Day 1992, New Year's Day, Man United at home, piling off towards the league title. We cost them it.
Fucking hell. Do you know what? My mate Sean, QPR fan, says the same thing. He remembers this same game.
Leeds ended up winning the league this year, and it was New Year's Day. They were so confident. They left Ryan Giggs on the bench, who was the big star. QPR went up there New Year's Day, beat them 4-1. We're 2-0 up after fucking 5 minutes. Dennis Bailey, who is like your bog standard League One striker, got a hat-trick. Fucking bossed Bruce and Pallister all over the park that day. We won 4-1. And my dad was at the game, and obviously all our family were over for Christmas. The house was full of people, and the living room's going absolutely nuts. The whole family's QPR. The living room's going nuts. Dad's at the game. I don't really know what's going on, but I'm aware that everybody's very happy, and I'm aware that this thing's on the television. And I noticed that it's Man United were beaten, and all the little boys at school that used to bully me for not being into football are Man United, even though they live in Grimsby. So I was like, is that our team on the television beating Man United? And my mum was like, you could see her sweating. She's like,
he's found out. He's found out.
Well, yes, but this isn't how it usually happens. And the guy so I waited by the back door. My dad piles in much later that night, way after my bedtime. Dad piles in drunk. I was like, Dad, we beat Man United. He's like falling over the seat. He's like, yeah, we did. I want to go to the next QPR game. And he's like, banging on the door, getting my mum up. I was like, well, this obviously counts. This counts. She's like, yeah, it counts. 2 or 3 days after that, I'm in the back of the car with a QPR scarf tied very tightly around my neck, and we're driving from Grimsby to Southampton, which is quite the drive, for the FA Cup third round, Southampton versus QPR. The away end is absolutely heaving. QPR like, this is our year. We've just beat Man United 4-1. We've got Jerry Francis in charge. Fucking Wegley, Wilkins. This is it. Away end's packed, freezing cold. I've never been to a football game before. Dad's parked me down the front. Terrace is all heaving forward and whatever. We lost 2-0. Clive Wilson missed a penalty. It was the most boring nonsense.
And it didn't put you off?
It was the most boring, and I think I've missed about 12 games since.
So how old were you then?
What was that? 92 to 8.
So you're basically like, it can't get any worse than this. So
Well, when I came out, like, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, no, get used to this. This is what it's usually like." So I've barely missed a game since. I wouldn't swap it for the world, because the little good points that we have had have been so good, because you sit through so much shit.
We had that year in the Premier League we finished 6th, is it?
But getting to the 92-93 we finished 5th. But I was still a kid then. I was like, oh, it'll just be like this. I remember when we got relegated in '96, we were like, oh, we'll go to some new grounds and we'll come straight back. 15 years.
Mad, isn't it? Fucking mad.
Premier League was different then. You could be a QPR or Norwich or a Coventry, and you could,
Yeah, we had some. I think like Oldham playing the Premier League.
Yeah,
Barnsley, Swindon.
Yeah,
Bradford was there for a long time.
Now, Swindon's a very QPR story. So Swindon got promoted to the Premier League 90. They were in 93, 94. They were in the Premier League. They won 5 games all season. They didn't win any of their first 16. 17th game, QPR at home. Midweek Tuesday night, I was there with my dad. They had a man sent off after 15 minutes and beat us 1-0. if QPR had won that night, they would have gone second in the Premier League. It was Swindon's first win. We got mumbled through it. We had Les Ferdinand. We had an incredible team. Lost 1-0 at Swindon's 10 men. It's the sort of thing we do. Much later in the season, April time, Swindon have now won 4 games, all of them at home, haven't won an away game yet. Came down here, won 3-1.
Swindon's record against QPR is fantastic.
Swindon got relegated out of the Premier League, bottom of the table, with 5 wins all season, 2 of them against QPR. They did a double over as their only away win was against QPR. And that was a good QPR team, and that is just what QPR do.
Bogey team, yeah.
We were terrified today. You got Phillips, Austin, and Furlong coming by. Like, whoa, what are we going to do with this?
So, what's your reaction to those 3 players?
Thank you.
Because Phillips got a bad one, didn't he?
I don't understand that.
Neil said the same thing.
Don't understand that at all.
Why did he get
The only criticism I would ever give of Phillips, and it's not a QPR specific criticism, it's that he doesn't punch his weight.
Yeah.
He's a big boy, isn't he?
He should be, the ability that he's got and the physique that he's got, he should be a Premier League winger.
Yeah.
And he's not nasty enough or assertive enough.
That's true.
But that's not a reason, I don't think, for QPR fans to boo him. And they're like, oh, he agitated for a move. Well, I don't really think he did any more than Austin did.
We were saying he didn't pull his weight.
The
relegation.
I don't understand why Phillips gets booed.
I don't understand.
Austin gets a tremendous reception because Austin elevated a team with a dressing room that hated each other.
Yeah, he came in at an awkward time, didn't he?
Without his goal, he got a team promoted that should never have been promoted. And he got 18 goals in the Premier League for a shit QPR team. He was incredible for us.
Yeah.
He was pure goals. And he got his move to Southampton, which he wanted, and we wish him well. And Furlong's been here, and his dad was a hero.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
He's still there, is he not? A youth coach or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Paul Furlong had a rocky start at QPR, like Chelsea reject and whatever, but won the fans round, scored some important goals for us, was an incredible player. Darnell's been here since he was 8. The thing about when you look at Darnell now, he's been quite a spindly kid.
He started to bulk out.
He's hench as fuck at the moment. Like, he's a super player, and that's what we need to do: bring players through and sell them.
One thing I will say about atmosphere-wise, it felt a bit quiet today. Like,
12:30
because we're like
the 12:30 kickoffs are not favourable.
not great. Huh?
You know, I think that's the same every ground.
Yeah.
It's a 12:30 kickoff.
This is a.
It's a shocker.
When we were in the Premier League, a lot of hangers-on in the QPR support base, and it got quite nasty when it went bad because it's like, oh, we've come here for a break, and we've boiled it now back down to the hardcore, which is basically it's an alcoholic, hard-worn, heavy-weathered support base.
Right.
And if you put them in the ground at 12:30 when they're not drunk,
They're not going to shout.
and it's not going very well, they'll all just sort of sit there going,
I want to find
Well, the guys behind
I'll
us,
tell you-
they just kept saying that, oh, we hadn't had a shot on target, yeah? We hadn't done, just
Well, that's probably it as well. You've not got
bickering
something
about
that
it,
shot
like,
tell-
right today, was there? So
come if we get a 5:30 Saturday game down here this year, come down for that. Very, very different
story, yeah?
bloody kettle of
What's
fish.
your favourite chant then? What's your favourite kind of like, maybe one over the years, or like, what's your favourite song?
We used to sing Lily the Pink about John Spencer, which was
John Spencer, legend.
right. John Spencer's an underrated player down here. He scored for fun and then fell out with Bruce Rioch, so got bombed out. But mate, he was a good player. Replaced with Mike Sherrin, who was not a good player.
Who's the worst player you've seen play for QPR?
Oh, I mean, there's a huge long list. I've seen some bad things.
who
down
stands out? Who's the name you think of when you think of Chester?
there. Immediately, if you ask me for our worst player, pound for pound, how he played, how much money was committed to him, and everything we had was Sean
Yeah,
Wright.
that-
Sean Wright.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Really?
I think you said Tarap. You said Tarap then?
No.
I was going to say Tarap.
Tarat's one of the best players.
Yeah, but he just doesn't.
I don't care about it. If he was a normal, sane human being, he would never end up at QPR.
The best he ever played was at QPR.
I've watched Carl Lieburn play down here, Carl Reddy. I watched Tony Roberts playing goal down here for 10 years, couldn't even catch.
Oh, God, Tony
There's too many bad.
Okay, go.
Krista Warren was an appalling footballer. Paul Bruce, God, I mean, he's a youth coach down there, so I don't want to say too much. Man, there's so many bad ones. But pound for pound, money committed to return on investment. Sean Wright Phillips has got to be
When he went back.
right.
Yeah, he was a star at Man City, but then he did nothing after he left Chelsea. Went back to Man
didn't
City. That
want
was
it.
it.
Nothing.
I will say, he had 2 goals incorrectly disallowed in his first 6 games at QPR, and in the third one he hit the post, and you just wonder if those had gone in and he'd been off and running,
could have
how
been
different.
different,
But also, the only good thing he ever did for QPR was score the winning goal at Chelsea on New Year's night or New Year's Day or something, and we went loop, and he refused to celebrate because he played for Chelsea before. We've sat and watched you phoning it in. You've finally done something, and you're holding your hands up.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether to riot or rip the seat out or celebrate. It's like I beat that guy to death with it.
How do you feel about that when players leave clubs and then they don't go celebrating things?
That annoys me.
Yeah, I think it's irritating because it's like, it's not like you. Sometimes
It's not about them. It's like
The only time,
Yeah.
I mean, it annoys me when, you've played for a club for 18 months and you've had 10 different clubs and you do it. That annoys me. Simon Barker got a goal down here for Port Vale after he'd been at QPR for 14 years and then was just doing his last season at Port Vale and scored the goal and put his hands up like that. And I think that's fair enough. But that same season, Alan McDonald, who was an absolute QPR club legend, had been here for 20 years.
Alan McDonald is
Swindon again. Swindon, a bit of a bogey team. Came down here, went 1-0 up, and then got their goalkeeper sent off with no goalkeeper on the bench. And Alan McDonald was like, I'll fucking go in goal. Like, put the gloves on and kept a clean sheet and made incredible set and stood there and got a standing ovation at the end. But there was no there was none of that. He was there to win for Swindon, and he was not only brilliant as centre back, he then went in goal and absolutely monstered it and just strode off the pitch. And it's like, fair play, mate.
He was a bit of a QPR legend as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, dead now.
Oh, is he?
He died. Yeah, died 42, 43. I mean, that will happen if you smoke 60 cigarettes a day. he was legendary for puffing at half time or whatever, and everyone's like, yeah, he did smoke a lot, but but absolute legend down here. But yeah, came back. There was a little bit of bitterness because he got bombed. He wanted to finish his career at QPR. He got bombed out because Stuart Houston and Bruce Riot said he couldn't run, which was true. He was gone. But they then subsequently signed Steve Morrow, which is just like
Steve Morrow.
blow your brains
Great
out.
player.
No,
Great Arsenal player.
No, I paid for many season tickets down here watching that guy. He's not.
Cup-winning goal scorer.
Yeah, and then got dropped.
Tony Adams picked up and dropped him on his arm and broke his arm, and he missed the rest of the season.
So I think Alan McDonald was a little bit bitter about having to finish his career at Swindon, but then came back and played in goal and made some ridiculous saves. Charlie Otten scored for us against Burnley, who sold us to him, gave it to Bigham, and we loved it. So I think it depends on length of service, right?
Is there any teams in Europe that you follow other than QPR, or anyone you look out for?
Not really.
Grimsby? Do you care about
I'd like to see Grimsby do.
They won today?
They did. And they've got a very forward-thinking, new age manager there, and the chairman's a lunatic at Grimsby. So quite how it'll end up, I don't know. But they've got a very, very good manager there. I was disappointed that they got done 7 at Chelsea in the wheel, but they didn't score a good goal. I'd say Grimsby maybe. Everywhere I've lived, you look out for them, but it's only QPR. Remember when we were in we used to go in a different pub to this, and there was a guy in there one night who was like, "Oh, you're QPR, who's your Premier League team?"
Yeah, I know.
And we were like, well, hopefully QPR. Is like, yeah, but you're not there in a minute, so who's your Premier League? It's not how it works, mate. It's not all about the Premier League. QPR are my team, and if they get in the Premier League, they'll be my Premier League team. And if they go to League 2, I'll still be noncing about at Morecambe or wherever. This who's your Premier League team?
It's pathetic. It's not true, people, but I know so many people who are like, who's your team? Doncaster and Arsenal. It's like, where are you from? Southend. That's from Southend. And Man United. It's like, you don't support me saying that's what Hearts and Celtic. You just don't support 2 teams. You've got 1 team.
You've got a team.
Yeah.
So, I've been places on holiday and you keep
that's what I do.
Granada or
Malaga and
I always keep an eye out for. Used to keep an eye out for Castel de Sangre. I haven't read the book, like the greatest football book ever written. But it's not my team.
No.
If they came down here and QPR were playing them, I'd be tearing my seat out and getting I don't. As much as you can have a second team, it's Grimsby. But if Grimsby came down here, I would want to set them on fire and just everything we get. And if we get a dodgy goal in the last minute, having Grimsby have dominated the ball and had all the possession and had all the shots, and we get a goal that is offside and wasn't over the line in the last minute, I'll be in here all night drinking something. This second team. My granddad played for Hamilton Academical.
Oh, did he?
But then normally get, it's not. I don't agree with this second team. It's not a thing. I don't think.
People actually say, it's probably ask everybody. So for me, I support Hearts and say, if Hearts went under, who would you support? It's like
Man United.
But it's not the same. You couldn't be like. So I always used to go Wraith Rovers because my great uncle supported them. But I could go to the games, I wouldn't give a shit. I'm not actually clear. Do you know what I mean?
It wasn't bothered in the first place.
I don't really care.
I think if QPR went under, I'd support whatever Phoenix club came up, and if that didn't happen, I think I'd just go to be one of those people I hate that just watches football on the television.
Yeah, I know, exactly. It's not the same, it's in your blood, isn't it?
I've noticed that Connor Washington has picked up his prolific goal scoring form.
He's out till New Year, he's done his hamstring.
I mean, from QPR.
Via Sheffield United. I mean, God love him. He's a real trier, but
I mean, that says it all, doesn't it?
He had a great end.
It sounded like you were his parent there. Oh, God love him. He does try.
Like his primary school teacher.
we paid £2.5 million for him.
$2.5 million.
And he had every chance down here, and
confidence issues.
it's not. It's ability.
You're cutting his dreams here. You're cutting his dreams
I'm only saying that because we've been sitting in here for the last 3 years going, if only maybe if we play him in a 2, or maybe if he gets on a run and he's confident, or maybe this and maybe that. And in the end, it's a League One. If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a fucking duck.
Yeah, he's got a great record. I know.
You got that to look forward to, right?
No, he's out for the year with torn hamstring, so.
I was actually in Edinburgh for work the other week, and he walked past me the other way with his missus and new baby. And you know when someone's coming towards you, he's like, I know who that is. And you walk, I was like, it's Conor Washington. Why is Conor Washington in Edinburgh? It's like, he's at Hearts. And then I looked up his goal scoring record, I was like, yeah.
He's only played 5 games.
Yeah.
My chance.
Goals in that?
He's got 2.
Oh, that's incredible.
What's that? 40%.
I watched him roaring through on goal against Germany for Northern Ireland the other week when it was 0-0, and all the Northern Irish went, here we fucking go. Here you don't go. You're not going.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, God bless him. You can't knock his effort.
As a Championship fan, how do you feel? Just like obviously because not a lot of QPR players are playing for England, are they? do you still?
Not a lot. No.
When England are playing, are you into international football in the same way?
So I used to go to all the England games. Yeah. When I was again with my dad, my lunatic father, used to go all the England games, home and away, and got to a point during the Sven-Goran Eriksson era.
Yeah.
Where I was. I remember going to a game when we beat Wales 2-0 at Old Trafford, and I think Lampard scored both the goals. I might have got that horribly.
I know when Beckham scored against Wales, but it might have been a different
game.
It's
probably the same game. I might have got this horribly wrong. But I hate going to Old Trafford anyway. And I just remember going through the England team, and everybody around me was a twat that day. It got to that point where England game was either families having a fucking picnic day out, or skinhead troglodytes doing their no surrender to the IRA business.
Yeah.
So I hated being there anyway, and I went through the team, and it was Neville, Terry, Ferdinand, Ashley Cole,
all unlikable people.
Lampard, Rooney, and I was just looking at it thinking, I hate all of these.
Like Gerrard, right?
No. Yeah, so I think the only people in the team that I had any time for was maybe like whoever the goalkeeper, probably Robinson, Gerrard, but only because he was less of a cunt than the others. And maybe Crouchy was coming in at that time, who obviously is revered down here and is a legend. But I just thought, you're going to a place you don't like and a ground you don't like to watch a team full of people you hate, surrounded by people you actively dislike. And you're looking, next game's away at Slovakia, and you're taking time off work, and you're going to, and I was just, nah. And I just stopped. And I used to go to everything. I was there when Higuita did his scorpion kick. So that was another one like the Trevor Sinclair bicycle kick when my dad was drunk and turning around having an argument with a steward. And Higuita did that. And I told my dad, and he told me to piss off. I was like, no, he didn't. He's like, you're making it up. You're just trying to get me interested in the game. I was like, no, actually, the goalkeeper's just done it.
Massive risk, that. Massive.
Do you remember who took the shot?
Jamie Redknapp.
Yeah.
Who was it?
It's Jamie Redknapp.
And also...
Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah, he must
Also-
have been about like 19 when he did that.
Also, goal would have been disallowed.
Oh, yeah?
It'd already been flagged offside.
Oh, there.
He only did it because he knew it had been flagged.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no one though. Nobody remembers. And my dad didn't believe that either. He's like, why don't you shut up? So why don't you stop drinking, stop being a proper parent? But I've to come back to the original question. I think the Southgate England team and the way he has not been afraid to bomb out the old guard and give the young kids a chance and bring the others. I think I'm massively on board with that.
But
It's what everybody said. You know, I do think we wasted a huge opportunity during that Sven-Göran Eriksson era. We had the way we ignored Paul Scholes.
Put him at left midfield.
Yeah.
When they put him in
I know, and
left
he's
midfield.
easily the best. He's the best midfielder, English midfielder that's played in our lifetime. Easily the best midfielder.
And we insisted on picking Lampard and Gerrard together, and they didn't work.
No.
And neither of them were as good as Scholes.
Yeah, exactly. He's funny.
An
Scholes into the left.
absolute shambolic waste of a talent.
Yeah.
To the point where he retired. To the point where Joe Cole was getting picked ahead of me. He said, "Oh fuck it, I'm retired."
Yeah,
A lot of the Spanish players, the great Spanish players, they all often name Scholes as the best player they played against.
Zidane said, they said, what's like to be the best midfield player in the world? And he said, ask Paul Scholes, when Zidane was in his prime.
Yeah, because Paul Scholes was a boss.
Yeah, he wasn't.
But then it came
absolutely
after as well. It came after though as well with like Michael Carrick as well, wasn't it? Michael Carrick was an outstanding player.
Yeah.
He could control a game,
And we didn't know what to do with
and we
it.
didn't know what to do with him because we were trying to fit Lampard and Gerrard into a midfield.
I'm sick of Lampard. He is almost not a bad player.
Yeah, it was good, solid.
There's a list of players because we were determined that Lampard and Gerrard were our best players. We had to, and
what I was getting at is when I opened the question was about do you feel like a detachment from the national team or
not anymore.
No, yeah,
Not anymore. I love this team, and I love how Raheem Sterling's giving it because Raheem Sterling started down here.
yeah.
I love how Raheem.
He was a youth player
Raheem.
down there, wasn't he?
Liverpool took him off out of our youth team, and I love how Raheem Sterling's giving it one of them to the press in this country, and he's got a gun to.
His press are terrible.
He's top player now, isn't he? Top player.
He's one of the
I
top
predicted
10.
him as I predicted him at the start as a top goal scorer this year. But the problem is with Man City,
Could be anyone.
he didn't even start last week, did he? He didn't even get on the pitch last week.
Oh yeah, that disappointed them over there. They all had him as captain.
Yes, exactly. Everyone puts him in a fantasy
Aguero
team. But even then, he only got the penalty and assist.
I love the way not only how he's playing and how he's carrying himself through all of the shit that he's getting. He is immaculately behaved. Just everything you would want in a footballer, and he's always got a bad touch.
We like doing predictions on the podcast, so give us your predictions for who's going to win the Premier League, who's going to win the Championship, and
Where do you think QPR
where
will
do you-
realistically finish?
realistically, where's QPR going to win?
Christ.
Start the Premier League and go.
Premier League, simply because the Premier League's
There's only one or two in it, let's be honest.
But the Premier League has now become that thing where if you lose 2 games,
Yeah, you're gone. Yeah.
so at the moment you'd have to say Liverpool, although Liverpool are not keeping the clean sheets they were. They've only won at Sheffield United today because the goalkeeper fell over the ball.
Everton equalised against Man City, so no 1-1.
Everton 1-1 with City at the moment.
So yeah, I'll go with Liverpool. Only because last season it really mattered if you'd lost once and Liverpool had nudged ahead. But I watched Liverpool at Chelsea last week, which was a game they were absolutely bossing. And they pissed
They fell
around at the
apart
start of the
second
second half. That Chelsea goal was coming for about 20 minutes. Chelsea aren't even good.
And there was more coming on.
Yeah, so Liverpool, but Not with any great conviction. I mean, the Championship is just like a tombola.
I know, it really is.
Anyone can get relegated. Anyone can win it.
Well, my brother's, my sister's boyfriend is a Leeds fan, and he was the whole way last season.
Did Leeds lose at Charlton?
Yes,
they were losing.
1-0 down.
I don't know if
They got beat
but
1-0, yeah.
I saw him in about March, and I was going, "You're looking all right, aren't you?" And he went, "You wait," and he was right. And he was right.
So and Leeds have already shown this season that for all the brilliance, they still have that in them.
Yeah.
Like last week against Derby, I think it was 80% possession and 30 shots on goal,
and Chris Martin's
and they
got the last
conceded an
minute.
equaliser in the last minute. The only time Derby went over the halfway line, and they've lost it. So they've still got that bottle job. I wouldn't lie to you. I was very impressed with West Brom.
I think so. I think
West Brom are top now.
I was very, very impressed with West Brom.
Swansea looking good. Have you played Swansea yet this year?
Yeah, lost 3-1 down here.
Okay, all right. So so you had to go between what? So West Brom would be number one.
So
You got to take a stab at someone. You might as well just go QPR. Why not?
you've seen why not? Yeah. Because the three decent teams we've played this year, Swansea, Bristol City and West Brom,
Bristol City are not bad
have beaten us.
Yeah, but surely
Bristol City were my tip before the season.
Surely
Bristol City are not going to play in the Premier League. Surely. Hey, look, I lived in Bristol for 3 years. It's a lovely town, city, should I say? Lovely place to go. But I cannot see Bristol City playing in the Premier League. I just can't see it.
I'm not saying they'll get.
Yeah, I know it's true. He's right. Yeah, I mean, I never thought Blackpool would play in the Premier League.
Listen, what is apparent about the Championship this year, and you can't predict it, but this is a good year in the Championship to be above average because we've several teams that are well run and have loads of money and we're obviously going to dominate the league have gone. Wolves, Newcastle, Brighton. Several teams that have replaced them coming the other way with big parachute payments. And therefore should just be good because they've got loads of money, have worked themselves into an absolute state. Stoke, Huddersfield, Middlesbrough 4-1 down at Sheffield Wednesday last time.
After it wasn't the half.
Do you know what? It's so mad. Do you look at that Stoke squad?
Exactly.
And you're just like, holy shit.
Several other big names in this division have spent big money to get to the Premier League, haven't got there, and are now finding that FFP is catching up with them. Derby, Sheffield Wednesday, Birmingham. None of the promoted teams last year or this look like they're capable of coming in and doing
what. Forest
what,
as well for a while. Forest are starting to get better this year.
Yeah, but Forest do this every year, don't they?
And then
it's the new Brian Clough. Oh, it's not the new Brian Clough. So the promoted teams last year and this year don't look capable of doing what Sheffield United and Wolves did, piling on and going all the way through.
But it's Cardiff as well. Cardiff have come down and struggled.
So
where they pissed it when they were there.
What I'm saying is it might be a good time to just be quite good because I often think this league is rubbish anyway, and I think it's particularly rubbish this year.
Right.
So it might be a good time to just be quite good.
Yeah. And just pick up results here and there.
Looking at West Brom today, I think it'd be a good team.
Intriguing league.
It'd be a good team.
Like you say, it's like a tombola, like you say.
It's intriguing, but it's like a footballing fatberg, isn't it? It's like, what amused me in the summer was that, Slaven Bilic has never played or managed in the Championship. Will he know? It's not a fucking haunted house. It is a dreck of a league. It's just a punt. The only difficult thing about the Championship is it makes you play 3 times a week. And often, one of those games will be in London, one of them will be in Middlesbrough, and one of them will be in Blackburn in 6 days. That's the only difference.
Just can you travel?
It's like
basically, as long as you've got a team that can sort of play football, the most important person at your club is the person that books your travel.
Don't trust Thomas Cook.
It did amuse me in the summer when people were like, Slaven Bilic. And I was a little bit guilty myself. So that looks like clueless foreign owners of a championship
Just
club
picking someone,
have picked someone they've seen on the television.
Yeah.
But the idea that the championship is some nuanced, very difficult thing to get out, it is dreck. It is absolute dreck. The last time anybody did anything innovative at this level was John Tigana, Fulham, and that was 20 years ago, and they spent 50 million quid on that. And it's, as long as everybody stays fit and you're able to cope with playing Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday.
Yeah. Well, I think
that's all there is to it.
That's why Rafa Benitez did a good job when Newcastle went down. I was one of the people who was like, why do they keep buying players or getting more and more players in? They just had a massive squad. It's like the reason he was doing it is because so you could have basically two different teams every game.
Exactly. They won 6-0 down here that year. It was quite the thing. It doesn't take much at this level to be. It's like, honestly, they won 6-0 down here, and we were lucky to get it. It was like no game I've ever seen. That's it. It's hyped up by its broadcasters. Sky hyped the championship up. It's abysmal. It's an abysmal league.
I mean, I've said that because everyone starts me off. I don't know what you think of this. I mean, Conor Washington's not to go by, but these ignorant gets slag off Scottish football saying, if you have Hearts done, you've been League One, League Two. But I was like, well, no, because the last two results that we've had against we drew away at Whitehall Lane 0-0 and drew 1-1 at Anfield, and that was when we had our youths playing because we had no money. But what's my point again?
No,
you just wanted to get those results out, didn't you?
But I went to a few Champions League last season. I went Derby, Fulham, and stuff like that. And I was like, everyone goes on about this league because it's like, but it's not.
It's not.
It's pretty dread. I left.
No, but at the end of the day,
after an hour because I was like, I'm not watching any more of this dross.
Conor Washington's been thrown out of the championship and he's gone.
No, he's not. He played the Premier. He played for Sheffield United, our Premier League team.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with them about Scottish football, but
outnumbered.
Where would you put Hearts if Hearts?
Well, he doesn't watch Hearts.
No, he knows, doesn't he?
No, it's all right.
He knows his football. He knows his football.
Maybe
going on what I've just said.
Where would you put Celtic?
I think Celtic will struggle massively in the Premier League. In this division, they'd be up around the. And it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't take much to survive and thrive in this league.
Where would Hearts be? What league would you put them in? English league.
Obviously,
well, if Conor Washington's your main striker, you're a League One team.
He's not. He just said he's League One team.
But he's not.
Stephen Naismith.
Yeah. Mate, it's not.
Christoph Berra.
You just benched Christoph Berra today.
Listen.
Just say League One and put him out his
listen, I won't because Millwall have been at this level for.
Do you know what?
Have been at this level for 3 years, and their footballing philosophy is basically if they could bring a wheeled cannon onto the pitch, and they've quite happily stayed in this league for 3 years. So it doesn't really take very much.
It's not moving up there. It's the movement.
And I don't think Millwall haven't asked the league about that.
That's so funny.
We went to see QPR against West Brom. It's been a Football Humans special. Guys, how have you enjoyed the experience of watching QPR at Loftus Road?
I actually loved going to the game and seeing the game. The game was absolutely dire, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy the day. Always enjoy the day. Always Soccer Saturday. Love it.
I agree.
Soccer Saturday, Saturday, Soccer fucking Saturday, 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 Saturday.
There we go. That was Soccer Saturday special from the Football Humans. Thank you to our guests. But now, I know it's the time everyone's been waiting for. It's the Football Humans Fantasy Football League results. So over to Cecil Gladstone.
Thank you, Andrew. Here are the Football Human League results. Rudgullard Nowhere, 57. Thomas Brian Berry, 49. Riders of Rohan 56, Akalpa FC 40. John of Midlothian 50, Seaman Forever 57. Forts FC 46, Clemfandago United 57. Ravishing Rip Brugge 51, Hong Kong Cockneys 64. Kloppy Disc 41, Halftime Oranges 45. Neville Wears Prada 40, Ndom Beerbelly 47. AFC Roseland 50, Average 51. Benton's Love Gravy 48, Chicken Tico Mo Salah 52. Stan Boselmova 47, That's What She Said 73. Kensington Road Dogs 54, Chleb I Need Somebody 71. Mighty Nippers 35, Subito Chaps 57. And that concludes the Football Human League results.